Ever wonder why trials are like cooking shows, where the recipe is always a surprise? Well, welcome to the most riveting reality show of the century, the trial of Donald Trump. Picture this, a courtroom as bustling as a kitchen during Thanksgiving dinner, with lawyers hustling and bustling like chefs in a Michelin-starred restaurant. Imagine the main ingredient, Trump, as unpredictable as a souffle, rising and falling with every twist and turn of the trial. And the lawyers? They're like master chefs attempting to whip up a dish that's never been cooked before. Now, try to envision the jury. They're like the food critics, tasting each argument, savoring the evidence, and digesting the testimonies. And just like any food critic, they're hard to please. Surprises pop up like unexpected spices, making the whole experience much more flavorful. Then there's the media, the eager food bloggers, adding their own spin to the recipe that is this trial. And just like in any cooking show, the final dish was, let's say, unique. Now, onto the final taste test, the verdict. Always the most anticipated part of any cooking show, right? Just like the moment when the souffle either rises to the occasion or falls flat, so was the verdict of this trial. We had the public, waiting with bated breath, eyes glued to their screens. And then, bam! The verdict was served piping hot, straight out of the justice oven. Oh, the reactions. They were as mixed as a chopped salad. Some felt the ruling was overcooked, others thought it was half-baked. And the folks involved? Their reactions were like a food critic tasting a controversial dish. Some savored it, some spat it out, and some just couldn't decide whether they liked it or not. And just like that, the cooking show is over, leaving us all wondering, what's the next recipe going to be? And more importantly, will it be as tasty as this one? After the grand cooking show comes the cleanup, right? Imagine the courtroom as a kitchen post, a culinary extravaganza. Lawyers like chefs, tidying up their stations, packing away their evidence like leftover ingredients, their expressions reflecting the satisfaction or disappointment of the meal just served. And what about the main ingredient of this trial? Our very own Trump. He was like a dish that left a strong aftertaste, with the aftermath of the trial still lingering, like the scent of a powerful spice in the air. The jury, our food critics for the day, were seen scribbling away, their pens dancing on the papers, like a fork swirling through a plate of spaghetti. They were the ones to decide whether this meal was a hit or a miss, their reviews echoing in the courtroom long after the verdict was served. And just like in any cooking show, the cleanup is just as important as the cooking. The aftermath of this trial was not just about clearing the tables, but also about reflecting on the recipe that had been followed. Was it the right mix of ingredients? Could the dish have been presented better? Was the taste to everyone's liking? Such questions lingered, making the cleanup a memory to remember, a story to tell. After all, isn't that what a good meal or a good trial is all about?